Today I'm with Hannah. Hannah, the first time I met you was 4 months ago. How have you been in those 4 months?
I'm surviving, barely. I've been okay. I've ups and downs, like everybody else.
Anything new in your life?
No, I can only think of the next 5 minutes, really. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the fact that it's 120 degrees every day, or if it's just exhaustion of going from one place to another. But I barely even know what day it is half the time.
So would you say that your life is the exact same as it was 4 months ago?
Not at all, and yes, completely. Because I'm totally like in a different place and kind of in a different state of mind, I guess, because I've taken I've taken everything with a grain of salt, but I've definitely become more kind of bitter and less patient or forgiving in a sense. But I've also I've gone nowhere and got nothing accomplished, if you would consider. In a normal social political setting, I would say, yeah, no, I've done nothing and changed nothing.
There have been some people that have reached out to me, said, hey, that's my friend, I know her. If people reach out to me, are you okay with me giving them your information? Yeah, anybody?
Yeah, but I don't really have information to give.
No, like as far as like where you're at, where I saw you.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Stuff like that.
I would actually like that a lot.
Okay, perfect. Well, now I know for next time. Usually
Safety purposes.
Exactly.
Sure.
I don't give out information because
Thanks.
I don't know their intention. I don't know who they are. But since you're
Trust
okay.
me, I get it.
Yeah, you see that a lot, the danger, right?
Oh my God,
every
it's
day.
gotten so much worse.
What happens? Like guys just being inappropriate or what?
That's not even a word anymore. It's disgusting. And there's always been like that problem, and especially in the homeless community or in the drug world, so to speak. But it's gotten to the point where it's like more normal than not, and it's like more depending on where you are and what you're doing, that's kind of shoved under the rug. Like it's taboo to not be like that. You're not like that. You get punked on as a dude if you don't act a certain way. And it's like every female that I've met out here, and every conversation or every other is, everybody's competing as who got more jacked from them. Not like, oh dang, it's like some occasion that happened. Like it's every other night. You get your purse taken from you or your stuff. Hence the reason I have these stupid bags that I'm carrying, because it's not what I ideally would choose. It's what I can find, because it's not what's been taken. Or, for example, I try not to sleep because it's not safe. And meanwhile, it's like you go a few days just out of like being scared or whatever it may be, and you finally get a leg up, and then literally because of the fact that you're avoiding sleeping to be safe, the irony in the catch-22 is that you end up falling out in a worse position, like just, passing out wherever, however. So you end up even worse off, whether it's being stolen from. I pretty much inappropriate wording about to come with, basically they mess with you regardless.
So doesn't that motivate you to get off of the streets and get away from these people that act that way?
Absolutely. In a perfect world, yes. But I like to say it this way, like people who don't go through it every day, like even people who are on the streets and get off, like within 3 days, I could forget how the little things matter and how much it really makes a difference. Even just even getting out of the heat for an hour and a half, like it'll save your whole day. But like getting from one block to another, like the blocks are being 4 little blocks into one major block, and every mile is a major street, right? I can barely get 2 major streets within a day without it being, having to stop for this or stop for that. And, I basically focus on one task at a time, like today's food, tomorrow's medicine, the next day's fucking place to live. Maybe I get a shower on Wednesday. Like it's like jail almost.
It's living, but surviving each day, right? Not really living, but just trying to survive each and every day. Food, shelter, and staying away from all the dangers from all these men that just pull up next to you and they think they own you just because you're out here on the streets, right? They have that mentality of, I can have you just because you're out here, right?
Because you exist, exactly. And then, you did it right on the head. I say it the same way. Like, literally, especially once I find out, 1, if you're a homeless female and you're by yourself, 2, if you're a homeless female addicted to drugs, God forbid, because then you immediately owe them your everything. And, you know, people will legitimately, like, girls who are naive to it, and I mean, myself included, we've all been through it, and it gets, you know, there's still more to learn in that sense with it, because you want to trust somebody at some point to some extent. But basically, they'll set people up to be in a bad position. Like, they'll trap you. You know, it's a gift, and I'm your friend, and here's this, and here's that, and now that you've taken one hit off, now you owe me. You know what I mean? And literally, there's women who've been trapped in a situation where now there's some dirty, big, disgusting man thinking that, you know, he's gonna beat her ass because she doesn't suck his disgusting. And I mean, I'm crazy. Something enough to where, I mean, I like, God forbid somebody that, you know, it's just like, but it's so exhausting and it never ends, and it's always something. But thank God I'm as crazy as I am, or I would be dead, you know?
You also mentioned that the heat gets to you. It was 110 degrees today. It's going to be, this whole week is going to be really hot.
Yeah.
It's so the drugs, not sleeping, the addiction, right? And then the weather, and it's just, it's a recipe for disaster, wouldn't you say?
It's exhausting. Yeah, it's exhausting. Fucking tornado, and then it's always like the irony of shit, like, you need this to get that, and this to get, like, basically, say I could get a temp job or a situation where I can get medical help, even I don't have an ID because it got stolen, and then whatever else got stolen with that, I don't have a phone, can't get into my email, to get a new phone. You need an ID to do this, you need an ID to do that, and in order to get an ID, you need the other thing that you're trying to get with that ID.
It's a cycle that
insane.
Doesn't end for you, you think?
And exactly, and for me, yes, and for most people out here especially, but for me, because I have, you know, it's like, so, I mean, I don't mind saying this out there, but, like, I don't have, basically my ID would have been from another state, so I don't have an Arizona specific ID. Everybody else out here can at least be looked up in the system. I have an extra special annoyingly, like, sensitive issue, because they say, like, it's harder to find me where I can't go on the DMV and just print it out. Like, basically I gotta go in and establish residency here, and because of it, like, because I don't have an address, like, technically I don't have a place to send the mail, so because of the fact that I've been out here, I can't ever get that done until I have a solid building to send the shit to.
What if your friends from where you're from, what if they came out here to save you, rescue you, give you help? Would you be open to that?
That's a joke.
Why is
it was
that?
my friends from home that left me, so.
Okay.
I don't want to be a single person from the place.
Okay. You know what? The location where you're at now is very far from the location where I met you 4 months ago. How do you end up? How do you end up in a different area?
I literally, oddly enough, so I like to just go. Like, the point of being homeless is not having anywhere to be, so why be somewhere specific for so long if it's not benefiting you, right? But usually it's, and everybody does this out here especially, but usually you just follow somebody to a certain area and all of a sudden you're on the other side of town. But a lot of the time it happens to do with people being one way when you meet them, and then 10 minutes later that's not the case. So you leave and you're in a place that's not familiar, and whether it's, I mean, still the same city, but God, it's a whole other metro sub city. So I could be from Phoenix downtown to all of a sudden I'm in Tempe or Chandler or Guadalupe, and it's a whole nother, and you gotta start all over every 8 blocks, because every mile and every street out here, people are so territorial that they don't move from their little area. Like, it's the strangest thing I've ever seen. Yeah. But out here they still do, to an extent. I mean, sorry if I'm talking too much, but they still do like old-fashioned territorial, you know, like, this is my block bullshit.
Yeah. If I gave you a goodie bag, a blessing bag with items, would you use them?
Absolutely.
Okay. So
my birthday present. Here's
a donated blessing bag from one of my subscribers, a friend of mine. Her name is Shorty. Can you pull out those items to see if those are items that you could use?
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you do it in front of the thing. Water jug, yes, of course. Thank you so much. Awesome. Oh my gosh, yeah. Cool. And it's one of those things that if I can't use it, then I know every other person near me probably could. And I don't know that everybody does that, but most people do out here, you know.
Right.
I'll even collect like dude stuff if I, you know, also clothes. I don't have any clothes because everybody steals my shit. Everybody steals everybody's shit. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Cool. Thank you for
Snacks, toiletries, and there's also a little card in there. Can you look at the card?
Yeah. Can I say this?
Yeah.
So first of all, it looks like this, and she included a gift card, but it says, first I want to say thank you for accepting this blessing back. My family and friends helped me make for you. I also ask that you do me a favor and say a prayer for me as I battle my struggles with depression, anxiety, and awful thoughts as well. When you can, please pay it forward and bless someone by simply being a friend and helping someone in need. We hope these items help out a little. Be safe, and please call Art to go get treatment. Give it a shot, please. We really do care about you. I'm praying for you. God, gross, sorry. Praying for you. Shorty, stay up. Stay blessed. Stay groovy. Blessings from SG. That's her tag, her handle.
Yep. So, you said it's your birthday. Happy birthday. You're what, 27 today? 27 years old, and
yes,
I happened to run into you today on your birthday. So, you know, I was putting your path to remind you that you're special, you're unique in this entire world. There's nobody else like you. You deserve everything. You deserve to give yourself an opportunity, okay, Hannah? Please call me. I'm going to give you my card with my number so you can call me when you're ready to go to treatment, okay?
Okay, sorry, I'm like a blubbering mess.
Yeah, no worries. So, I don't have a cake, but I went to get you cupcakes, okay?
Thank you so much. Is that why you help?
I went to the store to get you a cupcake, so I couldn't find a cake, so short notice.
No, thank you, and then thank everybody out there who gives a shit. It means a lot, and yes, it matters, and yes, we notice.
Absolutely. Yeah, please stay safe, Hannah, okay? We'll talk soon.
Okay. Thanks.